This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, guys, welcome back. I can't even, today's what? The 10th? September 11th is tomorrow. That's right. Today is the 10th. Welcome back. My name is Kim. I'm from Des Moines, Iowa, relapsing remitting, diagnosed in 2012, and I'm currently on Ocrevus. I had to skip my Ocrevus infusion yesterday because I'm currently getting over COVID, and I did not feel comfortable just taking down my immune system while fighting an infection. So that's supposed to be next Tuesday. We rescheduled it. So I will go on next to Big Red. Welcome. Introduce yourself and let us know if you need any time tonight to talk.
I'm Jennifer Smith. I'm from Indiana. We're with the children of the corn. No, I'm joking. There's lots of corn. Um, I see. I have relapse remitting. Was diagnosed in 2019. That's all I got. And I will talk tonight.
Need talk time. Great. Thank you. Louise, welcome. Introduce yourself and let us know if you need
Hi,
time tonight.
I'm Louise, and I'm from Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, in Canada. And I have relapsing remittance, and I'm on baclofen, and I was diagnosed in '91. And I must admit it's 9:36 right now here.
Mhm.
So if I leave in the middle of a conversation, it's because you know why. Okay, good to be here.
Good to see you, Louise. Did you need time tonight to talk?
Oh, no, I don't know.
Okay, great. Thank you. John, welcome. Introduce
Hi,
yourself. Let us know if you need
hi.
time.
I'm John. I'm from Michigan, and I have relapsed and remitting. I'm on Zeposia. I was diagnosed in 2016, and I'm sure I'll just blab tonight randomly, as things pop into my head about like, oh yeah, I'm going to be tested for ADHD soon. As things pop into my head, I'm going to just kind of be that way.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Michelle, welcome. Introduce yourself and let us know if you need time tonight.
Thank you and welcome. Can you hear me?
Can hear you fantastic.
Okay, I want to make sure technology is always evading me sometimes. Thank you. My name is Michelle Jones. I'm battling RRMS. Was originally diagnosed in 2006, and it went away, and then it came back in about a couple of years ago. So I'll just listen, but I want to find out some people's successes with the things that have been spoken to me about the towel patch. I'm just really trying to get my gait back. So I'll need some. Just put that out there. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thanks, Michelle. And last but not least, so far, Andrea, welcome. Introduce yourself and let us know if you need time tonight.
Hi, my name is Andrea. I have some kind of MS. I'm on Ocrevus. I uh, was diagnosed in 2012. Um, I don't know if I need time tonight, but I'm having a really late dinner tonight, so I'm gonna go off camera, but I'll be here listening. I'll probably, like John, chime in when something comes up, but I'll try to come back on camera when I'm done eating.
I have zero issues with you eating on camera. I just have it more with the sound where like it takes up, where people can't hear the people because you're like, if you're like me, you're chewing like a cow.
If
Yeah.
that happens, let me know and I'll mute. Or yeah, okay.
I, I, I
Okay.
just I just want to eat whatever she's eating. It looked
I know
interesting,
that's
you know?
just the downside, but I don't
Yeah.
really bother. It doesn't, there's only a few things that I have restrictions of. Don't take us into the bathroom with you with your camera on or your sound on. Don't get naked. That's pretty much that's are pretty much my main rules. And then if you're chomping, because some people like chips or carrots, then because it's online, it'll take up all the sound and you can't hear anybody. So that's it. That's it. I try to be pretty reasonable.
I just want to let everyone know that I'm not wearing socks right now,
Either mine.
just to kind of add to that. We'll get more views on YouTube, you know?
That's good to know, John. But some people are really into like those like fancy socks with pictures and stuff on them.
I guess that's true.
Novelty socks. That's the word I was looking for.
Andrea, there's
But
also
you got a
people on.
whole different crowd that likes the barefoot.
You're absolutely right. And there's even a thing where people pay to watch you eat a lot of food at once. And if I knew that was a
Really?
thing when I was eating a lot of food at once, I'd be a millionaire right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and switch gears here and see what Big Red wanted to talk about tonight.
Okay, it's been a minute since I've been here.
I know.
Um, been busy. My granddaughter just turned 1. That is crazy to me.
Wow.
That is, she's not even crawling. She's going up to running. So I got to see her. I hadn't seen her since, I had my surgery. So it
How
was been
is the
about,
recovery going? It was
huh?
cervical, right? Cervical,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And my cool scar. Hold on. I told the doctor to make it look really good. But recovery's been great. I just slowly am moving my neck and I get to drive now, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Um, had a hard time, kind of being down and not being able to do anything. And I don't know. I'm just grateful to do that. Very humbled, definitely humbled on it.
How's your pain now?
Um, so I'm not stiff when I get up in the morning. My numbness is better, and my um, balance. So I didn't know whether it was MS or was it because of my spine. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What happened to your spine again?
I had an infusion on 4, 5, and 6.
Okay, okay.
C 4, 5, and 6. So I
Yeah,
had
Yeah,
on
yeah.
L 3, 4, 5. She had it up on her neck. So
Yeah,
two,
yeah.
two of us had back surgery.
I don't think I could
Um,
do the. Is it lumbar? Is that right? No, I don't. No.
Melissa has some slip discs right now. So we're going through
I
that.
highly recommend if they say you should get an infusion. I highly recommend it though. The
Yeah,
recovery is crappy, but it's still doable.
yeah.
My trip would have been night and day without the surgery that I went on. There was just
Yeah.
no way I would have been able to do those things, even just like waiting for the aircraft, standing in line to scan, standing on the jetway, like I would have the pain and then be able to sit there would have been horrible. And so
Oh,
I
man.
really was humbled and amazed on how much it had affected my life. And you realize how much it was affecting my life before this surgery. And I had the same thing too, Jen, where I didn't know that some of the stuff I was feeling in my like hips and butt and legs and feet, it was my spine, and I thought it was the MS. So that was,
But it was
yeah.
so um uh cutting off like the spinal fluid, and you could see where there was no spinal fluid getting there. I was like, ooh.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew that with my other MRIs that I've had, it was getting worse, like it was getting like worse fast. So I was like, yeah, I better do this. So healing, okay, working nonstop. So, but everything else is okay. I'm just trucking along.
Were you able to return back to work full time now after the surgery?
Yeah, I they say I could only work only 8 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
I try. I really
Mm-hmm.
try. But the I've seen since we've gotten involved with the police officers and teaching domestic violence and sexual assault, like there's been super amount of individuals. So, but you should see me. I was all gimp going in the courtroom. testifying and stuff. I had my cane.
Did you have to wear, or did they give you, they gave me what they call a bone stimulator that I wear for 2 hours a day. Do you have something like that? I think you
It's
have to wear
30
it longer
minutes.
than I do.
No, it's 30 minutes.
30 minutes a day for you? Yeah, I wasn't sure if security was going to be okay with me going through with it. Like I took it off my body, obviously, but no issues, nothing. I'm like, okay, well, that's good.
You can't feel it.
Yeah, but it just looks awkward because like the front part has like this big battery, and the way it looks like to me, I affectionately call it the bomb because it looks like, but I obviously did not use that term anywhere in the airport because I did not want to have any problems.
I wasn't going to go to courthouse with the cane and that thing going on.
In in geology, there's these things called volcanic bombs. Luckily, the people at the gate in Iceland were like, "Oh yeah, we know about these." Even though all of my classmates were like, "Hold on, he's got a volcanic bomb." Like, you fuckers, I don't need this at all right now.
I
None of
wouldn't
us
say that
do.
in the U.S. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Minneapolis, they yelled at me because I didn't put my suitcase in a bin. And then so I was really, when I was leaving the airport from Seattle to go back home, I was looking for the big bins to put my suitcase, and they don't have them. So I'm like, okay, so I guess this goes naked. It's just no consistencies. It's just like,
Just
you need
please
to
tell
put
us
your
what to
bag
do.
in the bin because I felt like bin is for like loose stuff, or kind of they wanted everything in the bin.
I was hoping to get taller, but it didn't happen. So
I was hoping so too. And supposedly when they measured me, I was taller, but then I went back to like my doctor and it measured me the same. And I'm like, I just think their measurement was off at the
I think
orthopedic
so too.
office. I feel taller though, because with the severe stenosis, I was leaning forward so
Yeah.
greatly to take off the pressure. So I stand up taller now. I stand up. I have better posture than I did before because it was too painful to have good posture. Um,
I would say that. I was leaning forward. I did do that. I was like my neck though.
and I was having problems with my neck area too. And I was just hoping that after the surgery, it was because I was so out of proportion that I got back, and that part did go away because I'm like, oh my God, do I need to get my neck done in the future? And the answer
Now
was,
my husband kept joking around with me because I couldn't move my head right, and so
mhm.
he'd be talking. He's like, "Look at this," and I'm like, "You got to get in front of me."
I do have a question for you though, because they were very, for me, they're like, do you smoke? And I said, no. And they said, do you vape? And I said, no. Because I guess they will refuse to do any surgery on you if you smoke at all because you don't heal well because you're not getting
Yeah.
the blood flow that you need. So I found out that if you want any type of orthopedic surgery, unless this is an emergency situation, they will not touch you if you smoke.
You're right. And I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I was honest about that, but they never asked me about vaping.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I didn't
Sometimes,
really lie.
sometimes when doctors or staff ask me about that, I'm like, I'm California sober, and they know exactly what I mean. I'm like,
What can you
I,
explain what California sober is, please?
okay, so I don't drink, but I do imbibe substances.
Okay.
Yeah, that were first really made legal in California.
Okay. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, it's a slang term.
I am in a study at the University of Iowa. They called me back, and I think I go do it in a couple weeks. It's an MS study, but it's a cannabis study, and I'm on the leg that the people that don't take any substances because they call me like, "Are you interested?" I'm like, I don't have any, nothing. I'm very, I'm like, no, that's still fine. I'm like, okay, because I can't help you out on that section, but they have it broken down to like non-users, cannabis, CBD, and like some other things. And I asked them like, "Are you having difficult recruiting people because you're in Iowa? In Iowa, cannabis is not legal." And he's like,
Yeah.
actually, we are, and our people are having difficulty because of the jobs they have, and they don't want to admit that they're on this stuff. So anyway, so yeah, I will be gonna,
Indiana's illegal. You
I
yeah.
love Michigan.
can't. You hush. You
I
can't
have a
smoke the
doctor's
ganja here.
I have a doctor's prescription for CBD and THC.
Does it
I
help?
don't
Do you
even know
find
what
it
that would be
helpful,
like.
Louise?
Pardon me?
You find it helpful, Louise?
I do. I take it for sleeping,
Oh,
Hmm.
and
sweet.
I get to
Wait,
sleep about 6 hours with it.
does your insurance cover that?
No.
I was so close to being like, that is the awesomest thing ever. But you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I
no, my
wonder if
insurance doesn't cover it. I guess
down the
some insurance
line,
apparently covers, but not mine.
Hmm.
I would think down the line it might be covered. Maybe not in the US right away because it's not. I know that like dispensaries, they all have to be cash because of the whole problem with the federal, with banks and things like that. So I don't think that's going to be in the US covered by insurance anytime in your future until it's like legal across all the 50 states or something like that. But I wouldn't be surprised if other countries like Canada gets on board and goes, hey, this is really beneficial for a bunch of our citizens and helping control their pain and spasms and nausea.
I
And
was in I was in Michigan last month, and Mom took me to the super good store, and I got some gummies, and I slept better than ever.
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
And I cannot stand that North Carolina just won't legalize it. It just absolutely blows my mind.
I guess we had in Iowa, which I was not aware of, that you could get CBD drinks. And then the
Yeah,
governor found out about it, and so that went away. Because I was like,
So
what?
there's
You
all these stores that sell THC uh 8 and THC 9, and I don't know what they are, but I heard that they were synthetic, and I just why is my government making something synthetic legal to sell in stores when there's a very natural form that the goddess put on this earth for us to be able to heal ourselves?
yeah.
And my state won't allow me to buy or even grow a natural plant on my property. Sorry.
preach, preach.
Soapbox.
I'm going to
It's
give
a
you
great
a.
topic.
I'm going to give you another soapbox. So here was my. I saw a doctor about getting medicinal cannabis, medical marijuana, as some call it, and it's January. I go to my doctor's appointment. It's in a very special building in a strip mall, and I walk in for like 5 minutes. I sit down with Melissa. I get called back. Doctor says, "Okay, why are you here today?" I'm seeking medical marijuana. Why are you seeking that? I said, I have MS. He said, I just have to ask you what your main disease modifying medicine is. And then once we learn that, I can approve you. So we talked about, like, okay, that's that new daily oral medicine. And that was when, like, I don't even remember what it's called anymore. Anyways, he's like, yeah, okay, cool, you got it. So, like, just that easy in Michigan.
So how does it help you? How does the THC help you?
It makes time go by a little bit faster sometimes. It just relaxes me enough that
Yeah,
I forget about what kind of pain is going on, and
yeah.
just CBD doesn't do it for me.
No, no, no. I was taking CBD, and it just wasn't helping me also for sleep. And once I was able to add some THC to it, then um, I mean, I sleep really good for, 6 hours. Um,
That's awesome, Louise. That's so great to hear.
but if I don't have it, I realize I'm not addicted to it, but I'm really dependent on it. So if I don't have it, it's just I don't get the sleep and I don't get to fall asleep so good. So
There's a hold on, let me say this again. There are edibles that are in my stores or whatever that are made specifically to help you sleep, and I take one
Right?
of those, and 20 minutes later I am out.
Wow.
I even take them when I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning,
yeah.
and I know that I'm not going to be out of bed or able to get out of bed for the next 4 hours. So I'll take one and go back to sleep. So I'm totally about THC and CBD for bedtime.
So apparently it lasts for 7 hours.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it takes an hour to take effect,
Yeah.
apparently.
Mhm.
For me, it does anyway.
Mhm.
But it takes weeks to get out of your body. Makes sense of that.
I remember
We
learning about drug
want to hear
testing.
about that one.
When I learned
I'm
about drug
sorry. Go ahead
testing
and
marijuana, if you were not a chronic user, and these are, don't quote me on this, it would be out of your system in a couple days. But if you were a
Right.
chronic user, it would take like 30 days to get out of your system,
Yeah.
or it would
Oh,
be
It-
undetectable. You know.
oh, but if you're in trouble for it, like if you are um, on bond or like whatever, like they can DNA test your hair, and
Oh
that's the
yeah, it's
last.
in your hair. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
in your
the
hair.
last time you got a haircut. So how long is that? They used to piss my students off. Like, dude, they're taking my hair.
it's more expensive though. A lot of companies don't do it.
Oh, high schools did it.
Dang.
Well, the police liaison officer
Oh,
would
okay.
be checking on kids on. I can't think of the name.
Did they have to be in trouble for that to happen?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
What is the word I'm looking for?
It's a violation of privacy unless they're looking for some that you broke the law in some way. Like even then, I think it's a violation of
Or if it's
privacy.
mandated,
Right.
It is
unless it's
mandated drug
mandated.
testing because parole is not the right word, but like when you get out of
Probation.
juvie probation, yes. So like these kids were on probation a lot, so they had to get tested.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I had to drug test my clients all the time.
I mean, what are these kids gonna do? Go get high and what? Sit on the couch and watch cartoons?
Most of my students also drink heavy quantities of cough syrup when they're on
Ooh,
cannabis. So the worst that they would do is actually rural community, they could flip a tractor. That's
that's
probably the worst.
really well.
Yeah,
I had a friend. Her son died of the coughs. He over OD'd on the
yeah,
dextromethorphan. That's why Delsum. Some places you have it's behind the counter, and they limit you how much you can get
yeah.
and stuff. And he passed away from an accidental. You know,
Wow.
very very sad.
Mm.
So Michelle, what were your questions you had that you wanted to ask? I don't know if the people that specifically know the answer in the group tonight, but go ahead and
Just essentially, if anybody's used the towel patches and have they really helped with your gait? I'm just concerned. I would like to get my gait back a little bit more normal. Um, I've
I'm
gone
not
through
familiar
physical
with the
therapy.
tau patch. Is anyone familiar with the tau patch she's talking about? Tell us
I
more
feel
about
like
it.
I've heard about it, but I don't remember what it is. It's TOA or
Oh,
TAO.
Yeah,
TAL
TL.
patch.
Yes. Hmm.
Um, that's something purchased at a store? It's not from your doctor, right?
Right. You have to go to the manufacturer. They have a website.
Hmm. Well, the only thing I've heard of a medication, which is a prescription medication, is what's now generic. It's called Ampyra to help with walking. But
Hmm.
and that's generic. And if you're interested in that one, you're through the VA, so hopefully you could get it at at a good price. But I know that's one of the few
Hmm.
drugs that the Mark Cuban pharmacy, it's pretty cheap to get through the Mark Cuban pharmacy online.
I'm on
I will do
Ampyra.
it. Yeah. Okay. You taking it?
Yeah, yeah. I take it 3 times a day, and
Hmm.
so it's not a matter of, for me at least, and of course, your experience may vary.
Hmm.
Um, I know when I don't take it. I know when I miss a
Mm.
dose or two. So it just, I don't know if it's helping until I know when I'm lacking.
Mm.
But then I take a medicine, get back on it, and I'm fine. Like I'm good. I
Has
mean,
it helped
and
with your gait?
yes, yeah, yeah. It is. Ampere
Okay.
is called the MS walking medicine.
Thank you.
'Cause it,
Thank you. That's what I need. Thank you,
yeah,
Jesus.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Did you need us to put it in the chat or anything so you can write down the spelling of it, or?
Yeah, do so I can. I'm a good researcher, but to put it that would be great. I'm thankful. Thank you.
All right, let me
Because I
make
would
sure
tell
I'm
my doctor
spelling
in a
it
minute.
correctly, and then I'll put it in there.
Yeah, absolutely pursue
Yeah.
that, Michelle. That's a good idea.
Yeah, because I've done everything else, and I know I'm going to cryotherapy, so then I'm going to incorporate acupuncture, but I'm trying to just get my gait back if I can as normal as possible. I know I may have a little bit of it'd be off a little bit, but I'd like to get it back. And I mean, staggering around, looking like I'm staggering around or drunk or something, it's just not acceptable. I'm just,
You should get yourself one of those shirts that I see that says I'm not drunk, I just have MS.
oh my gosh, and tell the world. Let me just announce it. I know it's not a big deal, but wow. I don't want to
Yeah.
be. I don't want to get the pity party. For instance, I was driving in the driveway the other day. I was parking. I had lived on a big hill with my cousin, big hill, and this lady, a neighbor, came running over, trying to help me. The pity party, and I was very appreciative. She thought I needed help. I come to the point where I know how to do what I have to do, even on the hill. So I was anxious. I can do this. Oh no, I got it. I had to take a big garbage can, a recycle bin up the hill, and she was like, she wanted to help me. I said, trust me, I didn't want her to get hurt because I mean she was an older lady, but she was so wanting to be helpful. I'm like, no, ma'am, I got it. Thank you. I'm just trying to do as much for myself as I can because it's just me. And at the end of the day, it really is just you. You don't really have help. You shouldn't count on help. That's how I've always been raised. Don't count on help because it may not be there. So you just have to learn to do for yourself, no matter what the situation is. So I'm just trying
I
to
want
mitigate this situation. Go ahead.
I want that sampler or that sentence you just said about doing it for yourself and everything. I want someone to cross
Hmm.
stitch that onto a sampler. Like
Okay.
beautiful
Okay. Yeah.
cross stitch. Louise is like, I'll do that right now.
No, no, I gotta go. I'm
Oh,
falling asleep here.
It's good
good
seeing you,
night.
Lee.
Oh,
Take
I'm
care.
sorry.
No,
Go
see
take
you
that
next
Have a
Sorry,
good
Miss
amazing
Louise.
night, Louise.
CBD THC, Louise, for us.
Hopefully we'll see
Well,
you
get
with
you
the
some rest.
See you
earlier
later.
one in 2 weeks.
Bye-bye.
1:30. 1:30. Get you some rest. I understand. Trust me.
Right.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. John. I will
Oh, of course,
be on
of
that.
course. I'm always glad to share if I think I know something. Sometimes I share if I know I don't know something.
That's good too.
So, Michelle, I was just I took a 2-minute tour of that Towel Patch website.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would not recommend spending money on that until or unless you talk to your doctor to see, or maybe even just a physical therapist to see what their opinion is of it. They
Mm-hmm.
said there was some clinical trials. I don't know how much I believe that. I would
Mm-hmm.
just be careful with things like that. But
Right.
my first suggestion is physical therapy, and not just any physical therapy, but neuro physical therapy.
Oh, there's a particular type, neurophysical therapy. Okay.
I go to neurophysical
Okay.
therapy and went to neuro occupational therapy, and the usual physical therapists, they have what they know and what they're treating just like a symptom. Oh, I've got cramps in my leg
Mm-hmm.
all the time. We're gonna work your leg.
Mm-hmm.
A nerve damage specialist will know more than you do about MS specifically and help you do things. Gosh, how do I explain this? They just really know what you're going through, and I
Mm-hmm.
think they're nicer because they do things that are way outside my idea of what physical therapy is.
I was originally told to go see a physical therapist, and I had been watching some things on YouTube, and they were highly recommending a neurophysical therapy. And I
Mm.
called around. I live kind of in a rural area, not even kind of. I live in a rural area, so my options to healthcare here are not the best. But I
Right.
called around, hey, do you do neurophysical therapy? And one guy was like, I mean, yeah, sure, absolutely. Yeah, come on in. And so
Mm-hmm.
I went in, and it was a horrible experience. Like, I was overheating in his room, and he was, I mean, there was absolutely no sympathy to it. So I poured a little bit of water over my head, and he was like
Mm.
treating me like I was crazy. I went in the next time with my cooling vest on. He told me that I looked like a suicide bomber.
Mm.
So
Wow. Oh my
I
God.
s-
Okay. Bye bye.
yeah. So I stopped going to him, and I called around some more and found an actual neurophysical therapist, and she spent one day doing tests, and she found things I didn't even realize. Like, she's like, yeah, you're having balance issues, you're having vestibular disturbances, the entire right side of your body is weaker than the left side of your body, which I didn't even realize. um I forget what else. There were other things. Like, her testing was thorough, and she knew what she was talking about. She sent me home with little exercises to do that seemed like absolutely nothing, but boy, do
Mm.
they work. They
What
really do.
Okay.
So I cannot more strongly recommend. And if you need a referral, just send an email or call your doctor's office and ask for it, because they are awesome. John?
Oh, I was gonna say one of the exercises that my PT and OT gave me is just twice a day, take a towel and just squeeze it like a little hand towel and just squeeze it.
Mm.
You think,
Mm-hmm.
ooh, what what's that all about, right? But you know what? It helps
Mm-hmm.
me wheel my chair better.
Mm.
You know
Wow.
what I mean?
Wow.
Because I can
Mm-hmm.
grip onto the wheels tighter.
Oh, it's
Right.
for the
Right.
grip of your hands.
Yep,
Grip. Mm-hmm.
absolutely. So just
Wow.
um, those exercises that didn't make sense at first, like passing a
Right.
5 pound weight around behind my back. Like, what is this doing? Well, John, you're gonna put your pants on right in front of me right now. So getting your pants
Mm-hmm.
up and like so you can go around your waist.
Right.
Yeah, neuro PT is great. Like everyone's saying, if you can do it, please do. It will help with your gait quite a bit because they will give you home exercises that you don't think about. Like Andrew said, it's nothing, but then it starts to all make sense.
Well, I
So
guess I
I'm
have to be honest. And it's a little bit of me. I have to start being more diligent. I have exercise. I do some, but I don't do them all. And I've gone to what I thought. I believe they weren't maybe a neuro, maybe they were, but I went to the most renowned one in Atlanta. Everybody's aware of it. So um, maybe that just means to be more meaningful with my exercises. I do them, but I mean meaningful. I do them, but again, meaningful. So. I don't know that they were neuro, but they handle TBI at this place, the Shepherd Center. I'm sure y'all have heard of it. So that's just it. Also for you guys, have you anyone had the balance vest? I know about the cooling vest, but I've heard about a balance vest. I know there's a point where a lot of things like the towel patch may be people just trying to pedal and take advantage of people's desperation. So I don't know if anybody's used the
It
balance
might be
patch.
fine. I just don't know. The towel patch might be
Mm,
good, but I would
mm.
recommend asking somebody who might have a little more knowledge about it than I or we do. That's all. So,
Oh, okay. I mean, it's $300, so I'm agreeing with you that I want to hold. I want to not be so anxious about it until I find out. $300 and how many do I get? Come on. So,
right.
and then it'll be one thing after another, one thing after another. So,
I'm just curious how a
oh,
balance vest would work. I'm trying
I
to
know.
in my tired brain. I'm trying to like how would that be help? Like what is it that makes it helpful? I don't quite.
like, are there
I know.
free floating like rocks in
I'm not
this?
I'm not
So
dissing it.
like it
I'm just trying to
counterbalance.
wrap my brain around it.
Yeah.
Something
No,
that
I don't know.
would make it way more on one side if you're tilting. I don't know.
I guess something to that nature. I look like a Quasimodo when I'm walking sometime, and I can't stand that. So I want to
Yeah.
stop looking like Quasimodo. I don't want to do that. You know, then that makes me walk slower. So
Do you
anything.
use oh my goodness. Do you use a
Walker?
assistive device?
that's what I was thinking. A walker.
I have a cane, and I use that
Okay.
for the most part. Sometimes I can walk without it, and I do try it, but I'm afraid of me falling over. So that's the balance thing. So maybe the vest would help with my feeling like even though we went through all of those exercises in physical therapy about the balance. So that's just something that just I have to guess work on. I know I only had one or two exercises that was for that, so it was more about the certain things that certain exercises, and being consistently consistent instead of consistently inconsistent. So I guess that's the whole thing. And I
I
feel like
I
no,
feel
go ahead.
like you could get a really cheap walker for like under $100, and you use that just around your house to like help keep you up, so your good posture and stuff like that. And also when you start to like
Mm-hmm.
Quasimodo, you can just push yourself up, and you know what I do? I clench
Mm-hmm.
my butt, I relax my shoulders, and I just stand up. We call it a standing break. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
uh, it's one of those things where you're like, okay, I already use a damn cane here. Do I need to use a fucking walker already? You know,
And I'm trying to
got
delay that, and I understand. I'm
yeah.
trying to delay it as much as
Oh gosh,
possible. I don't want to go there. Yeah,
I
I don't want.
completely know how you feel. I completely know how you feel. Um,
Wow,
you guys remember last year when I got in the wheelchair
man.
I do.
Jeez.
and how sad I was?
Jeez.
But guess what? I
Mm,
can roll around my whole house, and I don't have to do two fucking transfers to do it. I can go outside in my chair and get me my
mm-hmm.
power chair. I'm checking the mail and going down the street to say hi to the neighbor's dogs. You know?
Wow.
So,
Wow.
but yeah, I still do stand up a lot. I still walk when I can because that's
Mm-hmm.
part of PT. Pushing yourself a little
Right.
bit further up
Mm-hmm.
safely. Don't
Mm-hmm.
forget to breathe. But yeah, it feels demeaning when you try to use an assistive device because it makes you feel like you're not. You're, it's a sign that you're not healthy. A cane is like, man, is she having trouble walking or is she just really fashionable? Like, does she need like a cane can be a fashion item, an accessory sometimes.
I want one that has a sword that comes out of it.
Yeah,
I
I've been
saw
trying to find that, Miss Andrea. I'm serious because I don't want to be that target. You know that. You know how they treat people who look like they're easy target. I don't want you to think I'm an easy target. I already
That's
carry
right.
tear gas and pepper spray tear gas in my pocket. The police told me to get it, so I want you to try me. So we're not gonna go there. So if anything else I
man.
can get, yeah, that would be.
You should get a cane with a Glock in it, so people in the street can
Oh,
just shoot your cane at them like
Down line.
kapow.
oh,
That sounds like some
okay, John. I,
Some kind of
look,
a 007 cane that just shoots out.
yeah.
There
Well,
is an
mine has a
actual
flashlight, so whatever. So
What I
if I
say?
feel in the dark and sad, I'm gonna turn on that light. I'm gonna turn on that light and show me the.
I'll take
there's
the light, Miss Jennifer, because I'm sorry, I'm in Georgia. I don't need, and I'm a POC. I don't need to have no, I don't do cages, so I'm
yeah.
not trying to go there. Yeah, I'll be the one that be like, oh, you're crippled, but so what? You shot somebody, you're going to jail. No, thank you, but no,
There
no.
there is an actual movie. It is not a or Hollywood movie by any means. All right, this was a
Uh
passion project by some Italian guy, and the main character was in a wheelchair, but he had shotguns in his handles for
huh.
wheelchairs.
Wow.
So he just goes
Woo!
around and just like, and so he won against the bad guys, but they kept taking one of his wheels off. They're like, this is how we can disable him. We can take one of his wheels off. It
Right.
was it was not a good movie. It was not a
Oh
good
God.
movie, not at all.
Oh wow.
It's like a C movie. It's not like you could tell that places that we used were like their own houses,
Right.
and when anyone fell, it was onto cardboard boxes, not onto like any
Oh my
actual
God.
set design. So yeah, but yeah,
Oh
I
gosh.
would I
it
would
was worth it.
encourage you, Michelle, even though I know that you don't want to use a walker at all because you're not mentally there for. You're mentioning you're saying to the group about balance issues and you're all hunched over. And I know for me, recovering from my back surgery, a walker for me was absolutely amazing. It gave me the perfect posture to walk, and it would take
Mhm.
off that extra pressure on my lower spine, so it made it easier for me to walk. And I stood up, I walked straighter with that walker than I did. And this isn't like the cheap gray one that they give you at the hospital. It was like 210 bucks. It was a brand with Driver. I got it off of Amazon. Actually had the nice seat and
Ah.
stuff. And I can find the link if you want me to post it in the chat for you. But I just
Okay.
when you're
Thank
just
you.
talking about how hunched over you are, in my brain, a cane isn't going to help you fix the hunching over. You have to, in this walker, you can adjust the height of where the handles
Mhm.
are. So if you're
Mhm.
taller or shorter, and I was just really surprised how I'd walk and I wouldn't quite be straight, and then this one would just put me in the perfect position to walk, and I'd walk straight
Mhm.
up. I wasn't hunching over, and I was just totally blown away by it. And it was only 210 bucks. I actually found a gal at the mall who was using one of those because I was mall walking because where are you gonna walk to get your mileage in the hot summer? Going to the dead
Mm.
malls, right? So she was
Right.
using a little stroller for, 'cause she was using oxygen, the thing that makes the oxygen so you can, but those things are really heavy. I didn't realize it. They're like, oh, they're all
Yeah.
cute and compact and easy. Oh no, those suckers are heavy, y'all. Anyway, I ran into her at the mall one day and I'm like, hey, check out this thing. And she's like, oh man, this is great. So I gave her the link and she actually bought one. But anyway, I just feel like if you're self-conscious about hunching over, and I understand why you don't, but I would challenge you, Michelle, to try one
Mhm.
out. Go to the durable
Mhm.
medical equipment store or somewhere. I know in Des Moines, we have a place called Easter Seals that you can rent out equipment cheap
Mhm.
and stuff. And I would challenge you
Mhm.
to try out a walker for a while and see, do I feel more comfortable or I have less problems? Can I find a walker where I can stand up straighter and not be all hunched over? Because I don't want you having back surgery, because in this bad, awful posture, and that's creating more problems.
Michelle,
We're not gonna go there yet. Yes, sir.
I'm not even kidding, literally dragging myself along with 2 canes. I was almost
Wow.
like hunched over at the middle. My canes were
Mm-hmm.
short. They're hiking canes, and just plodding and plodding and plodding. And then I got just a little rollator. Like, oh, I can stand up on this. And then I
Mm-hmm.
graduated to an upright walker. Like, oh, this is
Wow.
great. Like, I'm walking, I got the brakes on, and all of a sudden I'm walking hundreds of feet instead of struggling to get 10 in, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We don't
So,
want you to struggle if you don't have to, Michelle.
yeah.
Well, no, I have a Sabo brace. The VA got me the Sabo brace. I use it when I go out for a long. I mean, I went someplace I shouldn't have done it, and I walked around for quite an hour or two. And I said, "This is stupid." So, of course, when at the end of the day, I was wasted. But I walked around, like you said, going to the mall. But sometimes you can overdo it, so I had to just rein that in. But I had the Sabo brace on, so I was like, "Oh, I can do this." I wasn't dragging my feet anymore; it's drop foot, so that was eliminated. So. Um, I want to see if it worked out really well. I'll just go ahead and get another one for my other leg and have both of them. And it was a lot to get it in the shoelaces. My family had to do it. I had a family reunion, so they had to do it because I couldn't even get them in the shoelaces the way they said. They had the directions. I'm not stupid, but it was just difficult. So I had a cousin of mine, and he he's a aircraft mechanic dude, and so he jumped right in and got it done for me in a hotel room. So I got it, cuz I got it. So that's the only way I got them in. So I will never take them out of these shoes. I have bought special shoes, some New Balances with shoelaces, because I don't even like wearing shoes with shoelaces in them anymore. But they got it done for me. So I would like, if I get another one, I probably have to sit down and take my time and do it, because trying to get it in there with the shoelace in, it was almost impossible for me. But
Yeah.
if I get another one, I'll have 2 Sabo braces for my legs, so it helps me walk better for sure. The drop foot is
Good.
gone. It's just like getting them on and linking them up and putting them. So it's just some time. And just I learn have to slow myself down. Don't be in such a hurry, because that's the key. Don't, slow and
Yeah.
steady wins the race. So stop that. So that's it. But I think the brace. I appreciate what you're saying, because actually my cousin, we have like a little the plate machine that they train you on. I don't know if you guys did that with physical therapy, but I did exercise on this plate, these metal plates that you stand on, and you use those, and you just like use those. So I have one that you can sit down on, but you can also stand on it. And my cousin was like, "Well, you need if you have a walker." She just said, "If you have something to stand on, would you do it?" I said, "I'll stand up if I have something to hold on, because my balance is a balance issue. So I have something to stand on. I'll stand up to do it. My exercise. I got to do them in a little while, but." Yeah, I have those. So I would look into a walker about that, because if it allows me to stand up on this plate exercise machine and get my steps in, then I'll do that. That would be perfect. So thank you,
Michelle,
Mr. John. Yes, sir,
I
Mr.
would
Rick.
almost guarantee
Oh,
that if you just go to the VA, they probably have
mm-hmm.
walkers to borrow. Like, hey, before I
Really?
buy, I'd love to. Like, that just kind of in my head would be that, because the VA is difficult to work with, I know, but I feel like they would just, here
Some
you go.
things, yeah, they
Well,
have
I can tell you
advantages.
this: all VAs are not created equal. We have a current controversy going on right now with the Atlanta VA. It's one of the worst in the nation. So I would just say that I appreciate what you're saying. I would check into that, but I'm not gonna. We have the worst VA system in the nation. It's always on the news.
Okay.
Senators Ossoff and Warnock have been all over here about the things that they're doing. They just got written up the other day, or came under fire, because they had to close the surgical suites for a while because of flies. So there's always an issue. It's like it's
Wow.
not when is the issue, when is it not an issue. In fact,
Right.
I had to go get my MS medication. They try to always force me, and I understand on one hand they don't know my situation. We want to send it to you in the mail. I said, no, I'm going to come pick it up. No, you have to get it. We have to send it to you. No, you're not. And so I have to go talk to somebody else to make sure that they don't try to override my wishes. And I go pick it up and everything, but it's just always problems with these people. So I just I try to avoid them as like a plague that they are to me. They're for a lot of people. I mean, everybody complains about them. It's
My
known.
dad,
But I will look into that.
They tried to say
Go
that,
ahead.
send his pain medicine through the mail and it keeps getting lost.
Exactly. See, that's man, Miss Jennifer. Don't you think I know that we have a problem? I'm sorry, I don't mean y'all, but I got little. We have a problem right now with the mail system. It has not been corrected. It started in January, and I said I know where this is going. I said because we're coming up on the election. So coincidentally, is it going to be resolved? No. And so both the Ossoff, Senator Ossoff, and Warnock had to look into it, but it hasn't changed anything. People's medication is still getting lost. I said don't do it. Don't send it to the mail because if I don't get my Glatiramer, I'm gonna write you up. I'm gonna call everybody. I'm gonna call the White House. We're gonna see how that works out for you. I'm not gonna take that. So yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying, Miss Jennifer. But that's the problem, and you can't. They try to tell you what they're gonna do. I said no, you're not gonna do that. I'm coming to get it. So
Yep.
yeah,
So
that's where we're at. You have to advocate for yourself all the time. It's terrible, but you have to. It's
it
like a
is.
battle.
It is. It's really bad. But hey, before we move off of this conversation, I want to go back to the physical therapy.
Hmm.
I know that sometimes they can give you a lot of exercises and it can take a long time to get through all those exercises.
Hmm.
So I just wanted to recommend that you take them and break them up, depending on how many you have. Put them in
Hmm.
groups of 2 or 3 and
Hmm.
do one group per night. So you're not doing the same exercises every night, but you're doing
Gotcha.
some. And so, but and
Right.
they'll still build on each other. You don't need to do an hour and a half worth of physical therapy every night.
Or
Does that
just
make
doing them
sense?
and get through them like I do, like or just doing them to get through them, to go through the motions like I do. As one I do. Yeah, I don't want to do. I
Yeah.
want to do them
And
with
it's better
meaning.
if you
You're right. Do them with
kind of
meaning
pay attention and make sure that you're doing them correctly, not just
correctly.
doing them to get them out of the way.
Exactly, and that's on me. So yeah, I'll have to
Okay.
get my cat out the door, go to bed because my little cat tries to, she comes and bombards the bed. So like little, I'm sorry, I'm the childless cat ladies. I'm,
Hey, that's
I'm in
okay.
that group.
I'm the childless dog lady. See my dog sitting here.
I'm
Here's your
Oh
I'm
God,
a
dog.
oh goodness.
I'm a
Oh,
childless
cool.
tools guy.
Oh,
Look
all the dogs
Oh,
that
look at
can.
Jennifer's baby too.
at
Yeah.
Yay.
us. Look at us.
So can I just say something about the vets? Good. Hello again, everybody.
Hi, Rick.
Yes, sir.
Michelle knows. We run a meeting. It's now twice a month. Um,
Hmm.
it's on the first and third Tuesdays. It starts half an hour earlier, and it's in the other room. It's not in this room anymore. It's in a different
Hmm.
room,
The
and
first and third. Okay. Okay.
it's first and third. It
Hmm.
used to be on the fourth Tuesday, fourth
Right.
Thursday. We've now moved it to the first and third Tuesday, twice a month, and it
So I
is
missed. So I
for.
missed it. So you had it. So you had it last week, and I missed it. Right? You had it last week. The
Yeah, but
first.
you should have gotten a reminder for that, Michelle.
Okay.
You get our reminders, don't you?
I don't recall. It's not in my email, and I check. I mean, I put stuff in my calendar. That's what I do for the schedule. So,
Oh well,
but I didn't. Right.
send me first of all. Send me your email address again, and I will check.
Hmm.
But it may be going into your spam. So because
I was
we send out.
communicating. I was originally. I'm sorry. I was originally communicating with Mr. Marshall. It was a Jim Marshall I was talking to at
Well,
one
that's
point.
right. And I
Right.
just put his information in the chat window again. And what
Oh.
I was
Okay.
going to suggest is you want to talk to Jim about the Walker
Hmm.
situation. I'm sure he's going to have some ideas for you. All right.
Okay.
And
Yes, sir.
and his telephone number is there and his email address is there, CaptainJim at AnCan.org. And Jennifer, for your dad too. This is for any vet, and what we do is we just help the vets. Michelle's been in the meeting; she hears it. We help the vets sort out their issues with the VA and their benefits with the VA. or however they're getting their health care. They're really, really good groups. But I'm concerned, Michelle, that you're not getting the reminders that we send out before every meeting, both for MS and for all of our meetings.
Yeah, no, I just remembered. I look at the schedule on the calendar and I put it in my calendar on my smart device, and so that's how I remember. So I mean, that's what I've done with this one. I've done for the next one. So I mean, that's how I keep track of everything. But yeah, I go to the AnCan.org website, and go to the drop downs.
Okay, well, on that AnCan.org website, again, you can, where it says sign up, just sign up and
Sign.
click the boxes. But I'm gonna look right now. Well, since we've got you right here,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
look right now and just see if you're signed up and try and figure out. Do you mind sharing? I
Okay,
know it's being recorded, so you might not want to,
it's
but
okay.
you can. So tell me your email address.
Tango. Here you go, Mr. Rick. Tango Echo Mike Papa Foxtrot Alpha Tango Echo International Phonetic
Bloody
Alphabet.
bloody hell! It was very good, but you were too quick. So you have to do it
Okay.
slowly.
Let me slow my roll. I gotta
Yes,
stop that too. I talk too fast. All right.
yes,
Tango,
yes,
Echo, Mike,
yes,
Papa,
yes,
Foxtrot,
yes, yes,
Alpha,
yes,
Tango,
yes.
Echo at yahoo.com.
Oh, that would be easy to say.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I think I missed out a T. Is it tempt? I, I bet it's
F
tempt.
Foxtrot Alpha Fate at Fate.
Yes,
FATE Tom. T for
yes.
Tom.
Temptfate at yahoo.com. I'm looking to
Yeah.
see if you're in or you're
Mm-hmm.
out. We hope you're in. Let's have
Okay.
a look. We
Well,
hope
I'm
you're
in.
in. Let's have a look. No, you're not in. Well, that's why you're not getting them. So, okay,
Well, that's where I'm not. Okay.
that's why
Problem
you're not
solved.
getting them. I have no idea why, but you will start seeing them in your email going forward.
Okie dokie, sir.
Okay. Everybody
Thank you.
else gets them,
Thank you.
I hope. Miss Jennifer, do you get them?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now, whether you read them or not, we don't know, but we won't ask that question. But
I
you
read
get
them,
them.
but I forget that I read them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But
Okay.
I have it in my calendar, but it's really hard to do that fourth Tuesday because I'm at work.
Yeah, well, okay.
Early
But
one.
I just
Yeah.
will say that I'm very disappointed that we didn't have Michelle. Michelle, you're a real AnCanner. You've been coming to us for a while now, and we don't even have you signed up. What the heck happened? Who knows? All right,
I
we're making.
don't know. I wish I
I
would
don't
knew or
know either.
remembered.
We're correcting. We're correcting that right now with a add a subscriber. And
Add a
here's what I'm
subscriber.
signing you up for, Miss Michelle. I'm signing you up for
Yes,
the
sir.
vet. I'm signing you up for MS, and I'm signing you up for women speaking freely because you're a
Oh
woman who
wow.
speaks freely. Okay.
What about the vet one, Rick? The vet one?
Say that again, Kimmy.
The email for the vet group?
Yes.
You didn't say
Make
that one.
sure
It's
that
just,
Michelle is signed up for
No,
the
for the
vet group.
vets, for the
yeah.
vets,
That was the
MS,
first one he said.
and women speaking freely.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
You got a caller.
Yes.
I
Thank
wonder
you.
if it's Mr. Pettipool calling in from Central America.
Hi, Rick.
Who's Oh my gosh, it is Mr. Pettipool. Kim, over to you.
How is Columbia treating you, Rick?
Hi, Jim.
Hi. How are you doing?
I have been recruiting for the MS group. My real estate lady has a friend who's got uh, something going on. She did MS. It sounds a lot like MS. And so we will find get her on one of these calls.
It's kind of hard to understand you a little bit, Mike. You're a little muffled, unfortunately.
Kim, I've been in Colombia recruiting for the MS group. And my
You've
real
been
estate,
recruiting. Did you say you've been recruiting for the MS
yes,
group in
yes,
Colombia?
yes, I have. But
Oh, okay,
Awesome.
cool.
my,
God bless
my,
you.
my real estate lady has a friend who's got problems and look and sound a lot like mine. Maybe she has MS. Well, now, one of these calls. But the people here are very, very kind, very forgiving, and it's been a wonderful experience. And taxi drivers, Uber drivers, all the way down to Tormund Street.
I'm glad that people are treating you very kindly and they're being very nice to you.
That is correct.
Did you have any questions for the group tonight, Mike?
No, I don't.
Okay. I know that John wanted to say something, so I'm going to turn it over to him.
Okay. So I'm just typing a message out. So Melissa my wife is back to working and teaching face to face instead of all online classes. This means that several times a week I must fend for myself. And honestly, it's not a big deal. I can get myself food, whatever. However, a thing that has been a reoccurring event has been me just having to transfer to the toilet and the bathroom and not making it in time and then making a mess. So that's happened twice. The first time it was at a time of day where Melissa would not be home for an hour and a half. I got to sit there for an hour and a half trying to clean feces off of my body, my walker, my wheelchair, my toilet, my testes. How dehumanizing is that? And it happened again. So the success yesterday was nothing happened. Like she went, she taught class, she even stayed 3 extra hours on campus to do some grading and things like that. So she had a good productive afternoon. So we're working on making a better schedule for me so that I can make sure that that doesn't happen again. And also, we're going to see if I can put a commode in my office, which I think I'd be okay with. You know, like I can transfer really easily. You know, I've used one before, and then I can tie up the bag that comes with it and just take it out to the garbage. But I'd rather just be able to transfer onto the toilet anyways. You know. Um, Loving the house. I sent Kim just a little taste of the video I'm trying to put together. And what did you think of my bathroom, Kim?
I loved it. I have to preface it though, when I get a video from like an iPhone, to my Android, it's really, really crappy quality video. So
Oh,
it's like it looks like it was shot in like the early 80s. That's how crappy the video comes out.
like
So
I drew it and then sent it to you, like hand drew it. But yeah, so it's looking really really nice. I'm loving it. Um, Still working on the shower because of where I sit on the shower chair. There's really no way for me to lean super forward to get up without having my feet slip. So we tried an anti-slip mat. No. So I would just put down, honestly, a hand towel right there. And then I can get up and transfer. Um, and another thing that we're looking at is a shower chair, right? Um, so that's another thing that we're looking at. Like my PT and OT both think would be good. And so does my insurance liaison, whatever, you call that lady. Um, but yeah, and Melissa has 3 herniated discs, and it's my fault. You know why? Because I can't get into bed by myself. Do you know why? I can't get out of bed by myself. I need her to help me pick my legs up. And now she's hurt her back so bad that she's using my walkers to get around. And it's my fault because I can't work hard enough to be able to do that. You know?
John, I remember a while back ago, Carmen, there was something that she used to help get her legs into bed, and she was showing us. Do you remember this? Am I remembering this correctly?
I don't remember it, but I have a foot assist that's basically a lasso that I put around my leg, and that's something that we use in PT and stuff like that. So
'Cause
really, the hard thing for me is remembering to kick my left leg up onto the bed as hard as I can, so momentum will help take me over. Um, the other night, I pulled my leg up so hard that I ended up getting into bed and then rolling onto my stomach. It was like I did like a rollover in bed. But
and then
when it's nighttime and you can snuggle, like that was good. Being able to snuggle. Um, but yeah,
and me just asking because I have no clue, would be getting like I know for after my surgery I had to have a step stool to get into my bed because my bed is very, very high. Um, would a step stool be any kind of helpful just so there's less?
our our bed is pretty low.
Okay.
Like it has a 2-inch thing. We had a 4-inch frame, and I couldn't get into it. But a 2-inch I could. You know. But yeah, so I stand up, turn around, and then we have my gate belt on. You know, and do the safe transfer. Um, and then I sit, and then we put the lasso thing around my right leg, and I kick out my left leg. Sorry, my phone just reminded me. It says, "Take your medicine, you walnut."
Gotta love those reminders.
You walnut.
John, I'm hearing from you. You have a lot of guilt, with, having your wife help you out and stuff. But honey, you did not cause this, and if you could think about turning that guilt into powerless, because it is, we have no power over this. And there is no way ever that you would put her in a dangerous situation if you could not help it. You are powerless. So if you could, again, like change that guilt feeling into powerless, because that's what it is.
I'm going
Sometimes it's
to.
easier. to feel powerless than that guilt.
Yeah,
Just
I am
lose
excited
it
because I have
all.
a therapy session tomorrow, so great thing to bring up. Jen, thank you.
I tell it to my clients all the time that guilt kills people, but if you could change that in your mindset, change that mindset into powerless, because you would never ever want to hurt your wife on purpose at all. So just think about that, okay? Change that mindset. Change that verbiage from guilty to powerless.
Okay, so there's the big cry.
It's okay. I cry all the time. I rather cry than keep it all in, because that's not good either.
I've been spending evenings out on my deck, though, guys.
That is nice.
Yeah, like sharing a jazz cigarette with my wife as we watch the stars and the moon come out, and sometimes you can see the aurora. So I'm going to go and take off and go do that. It's a nice place to be.
Perfect.
It was great seeing you tonight, John.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming and
thanks,
participating.
thanks for everything. Good reframe. There's to think about, but it's true, right? So in the next 2 weeks, a goal of mine is to put together a YouTube clip of everything that changed in my house.
Oh,
I'm powerless to get it all done so quickly.
Have you
You
worked
are
with
resilient, John. You are resilient.
And then, John, have you worked with your neuro PT and OT about how to transfer you easier into and out of the bed so your wife doesn't have to lift up? Like, I'm
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
I feel like there's still things out there that could help you.
Some days, like I'm talking like once a week, I'm able to sit up in bed with my legs off the side on my own. And I can stand up, and then I can transfer my wheelchair. That's a really, really, really good day. You know what I mean? Um, Sometimes getting into bed works, and sometimes it doesn't. But thanks, everyone. I love you all, every single one of you, even you, Rick. Always sending reminders.
Thank
Anyways,
you.
have a great night, everyone.
you
I
Night,
too,
miss you.
John.
John.
You
I'll
too.
miss you
Bye bye,
until next
John.
time. Bye.
Bye bye, sir. Take care.
Did he freeze?
That's what I
He
was just
Is he
froze.
wondering, 'cause,
done?
like, it felt like everyone froze on me.
I
Like,
know, like I'm
is it
gonna move
my
For a
now.
second.
is it my
For a
internet
second.
or is it someone else? So,
No, he froze, but he has a very nice expression on his face at the point of
there he
Right.
goes. There he goes. Okay. What was I going to
all
say?
right.
I was going to say that our next group is in 2 weeks, September 24th, and it is the afternoon session. So that's at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did anyone have anything else they wanted to talk about or discuss before we wrap up tonight? No.
No,
Thank you.
Might actually get to bed at a decent hour tonight
um,
with my gummies.
yes, unbelievable, unbelievable. Okay, thank you, Miss Kim. For will you send me a list of what we talked about, just the points?
Sure.
Well,
Sure can
thanks,
do
and I'll
that.
get it posted as soon as I can. I've been away. I just came back today. I was in Los Angeles since Friday. We had a big conference there, and we had
Oh,
there was a big conference there, and we had a table at the conference.